Okay, first things first, I'm the realist. Second thing, I'm apologizing now because I don't know how long this video is going to be, and I feel like it's going to be a really long one, so please bear with me. Third thing, I'm really red tonight because I was itchy earlier today, and my medicine is just now kicking in, but please don't let it distract you because fourth thing, this video is very, very important, so please watch and pay attention. I need you to do me a favor. Put yourself back in, like, kindergarten or first or second or third grade or whatever. Just put yourself in that moment and you're sitting on the carpet with all your classmates and your teacher's sitting in the rocking chair and she's talking to you about God knows what, and all of a sudden she asks you the most infamous question you can ask any child. What do you want to be when you grow up? Thinking back now, I realize that there are really two different types of answers to this question. Either you can come up with the most amazing, unrealistic, unfathomable, fun, non-true answer, or the most generic, boring, basic answer to this question. There was always that kid who was like, I want to be a unicorn, or Superman, or something. And then there's the other kids who are like, well, I'm gonna be an astronaut, or I'm gonna be a doctor. Like, those are great things, but it's like, those are like the common answers that you get. I, as a child, was like these kids over here, and I always said I wanted to be a teacher. I don't know if it was because I wanted to impress my teacher, or if it was because, again, it was just a general basic answer that any 7-year-old could actually answer. The problem with asking children this question is that you don't teach them later on in life the difference between asking a 7-year-old this question and, no, seriously, what are you doing with your life? And because I was never really taught that fine line, I think I always just said I wanted to be a teacher, like, even into high school. And I never really gave thought to it. Like, if anyone asked me what type of teacher I wanted to be, I always said, I don't know, because I never considered that, which is kind of stupid at this point when I'm like, 19 years old. Now, aside from thinking I wanted to be a teacher, as you guys know, I love to write and I'm writing a book. I'm writing a few, but we're not going to talk about that. The one I've been working on the longest, I've been working on since the beginning of my freshman year in high school, okay? And I keep looking at it because it kind of just haunts me every day. Like, I want to finish you, but you're still here, like, Anyway, so considering that I love to write, you would think it would be common sense that I would use that as a career and become an author or some type of writer professionally. And again, even though I've been writing this book since the beginning of my freshman year in high school, I didn't realize that I wanted to be an author until my freshman year of college. I remember that day very vividly. I sat down in my first class ever in college, and the second I sat down, put my hands on the table and said, fuck, I don't want to be a teacher. What the hell am I doing? I remember specifically, like, in high school, my friends telling me that they didn't know what they wanted to do, and I felt bad because I'm like, I have it all planned out. Like, I have my life set. Like, I know what I'm doing. But then all of a sudden, that fear that everyone got to experience over a course of 4 years, I got to experience in the matter of 2 weeks once I started college. It was terrifying, okay? I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was so used to knowing everything, and all of a sudden that was just taken away from me, and I was petrified. So I was going through my college classes, and I mean, I was miserable. I don't even know how to explain it. I hated those, like, the first month and a half of college. But the problem with all this is that I was born and raised on, I was going to college, like, I was going to get my degree. Didn't matter what it was, I was getting an education. That was instilled in me as a child, which there's nothing wrong with that. So there was no point in this, like, month and a half of me hating my life in college where I thought, why don't I just drop out? Because that was never considered ever before in my life, I wasn't failing my classes, but I know that I could have been doing better, and instead of actually focusing and paying attention to class, I would bring my book that I was working on to class and work on that, and I found happiness in that. Still didn't even recollect that I wanted to be an author. So I remember it was like halfway through the semester, and I had come home from work, and earlier that day I had math class, and we had taken a test, and I knew I bombed it. I mean, I'm not like a school lover, but I've never felt that way about a class before. Like, or I just didn't care, at least before I would stress out about me failing, whereas this I was just like, whatever. So I remember I came home, and I was sitting down at dinner with my mom, and she was like, oh, how was your day? And I was like, it was good. And then she was like, how was class? And I was like, it was alright. She goes, what did you do? And I said, I took a test. She was like, oh, how'd you do? And remember, I looked right at her, and I was like, fuck it, I'm not even going to try to lie. And I was like, Mom, I failed it miserably. Absolutely miserably. And I don't even care. And she looked at me, and she said, Ragan, you can't have that attitude if you want to be a teacher. Now, at this point, again, I was so used to saying that I wanted to be a teacher, so everyone around me knew that I was going to be this teacher, and I didn't have the courage to tell anyone that I didn't want to be a teacher. So when my mom said this, I kind of just blew up, and I started yelling and screaming. I was like, I don't want to be a teacher. I don't think I ever really have. I don't want to do this. I don't know what I want to do. I can't do this anymore, and I hate it. And after like an hour and a half of just yelling and screaming and crying, my mom finally came to me and was like, well, why don't you just not go to school? And it was like, oh my god, that's the solution. Like, that has to be it. Like, I couldn't even wrap my head around it, like, me not going to school. Meanwhile, I've been doing it for the last 13 years, because I was in grade school and now I'm starting college. Like, I never even fathomed not going to school for any certain amount of time. Like, and it was a Christmas morning. So I finished out the semester and then started January of this year, which was me not going to school. And at first she was like, oh, this is so great, like, I'm doing what I want, like, I'm an adult, like, I can do this, like, I'm writing my book and I'm gonna get it published and everything is great, which that time that I had off was fantastic for me, okay? I got so much done in that semester off than I did any of the last 4 years of me writing, and I am so grateful for that time off. But about halfway through that time, I started to have this sense of almost guilt, as if I'm getting behind in my school. But the more I thought about it, that's when I started to realize that college isn't for everyone. If you're not mentally up for it, you don't have to do it. It's not like it's required. That's an option, and people don't realize that. And that's when I started realizing that if I wanted to, I didn't have to go back. That's a choice. And that's a lot to take in, because you've never really had that decision before in life. Which is crazy. Even though I realized this, I still decided I wanted to go back, because now I really knew what I wanted to do. I wanted to be an author, so the best thing would be for me to get an English major. Makes a lot of sense, right? Obviously. I went back to school, changed my major, all that stuff, everything worked out fine. I'm not red anymore, yay. As I said before, I was never a school lover, but I've never been so excited to go to school and take tests and write essays as I was this semester. Yes, I complained about it a lot online. I complained about it a few times with you guys, but overall, I am so happy that I went back to school. I am. I genuinely enjoyed school. Like, I've never felt that before, and it just makes me even more excited for the next few semesters to come. Once I'm done with that, I'll have a degree, which is, like, really fucking awesome. But as much as I loved being in college, the one thing that was hard, just like it was for anyone else, was finals week, which I know makes me a little bit late for making this video, since finals week was, you know, a week or two ago. But it's never too late to bring this up, and it's never too late to take advice from this certain topic. And considering that I've learned that, you know, you can go to college at any point in your life, and it's okay, because that took a long time for me to learn. There's one piece of advice I'd like to give you. It's a 3-word phrase that I live by now, which is, I think, what got me through the semester and even finals. That phrase is, who fucking cares? I have learned that this phrase goes with everything, but especially finals week. For example, you need to take time off of school? Who fucking cares? You're going to fail your final? Who fucking cares? You're going to fail your class and your GPA is gonna drop? Who fucking cares? I know it's easier said than done. I know that. But once you actually get the hang of, like, having that mentality, it's a lot easier, okay? I'm not saying don't try. I'm not saying that at all. Of course I want you to try. I can't expect you to go to class, sit there, not learn a damn thing, and then be like, who fucking cares, and not actually, like, get some kind of grade. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, don't stress yourself out about it. There are so many more important things in life that can stress you out about it, and school should not be it. Don't let it stress you out. I know someone who's going back to school this semester and is just not happy about it. And my advice to you is, don't go back if you're not ready. Don't go back just because you want to make your family happy. Don't go back just because you feel guilty. If you're not ready, you're not ready. And that's okay. And the people who did go through finals week, I'm letting you know now that you did fucking amazing this semester. You really did. If you tried and you did the best that you could, then you did the best that you could. If you failed your exam, that sucks, but you still did your best, and I'm so proud of you. I am so proud of you. I'm so proud of people who had to wake up every single Friday, me, and go to class at 9 a.m., sit there for 3 hours with one teacher, and only got a C in the semester. I'm damn proud of myself because I still did the best that I could. And that's all that matters. That's all that matters. Okay, like what's the story? I don't know the complete facts, but I think like the oldest person who went to college and got a degree was like 93 years old, and they only got like an English major because it was like the easiest major out there. Don't make fun of me. And literally when they asked her why she was in college, she said, just to get my degree, just to say that I got an education. That's fucking badass! Like, why can't we all have that mentality? Anyway, quick recap. College isn't for everyone. If you know it's not for you, don't fucking bother. There are plenty of other ways to be successful out there without a degree. They say that there's not, but that's not true. If you need time off, then take time off. If you need to not go to college at all, then don't fucking go to college. If you want to go to college, then praise Jesus, go to college. Sorry. Just know that whether you believe in reincarnation or if you're going to go to heaven or whatever you believe in, right now is this life that you're living. And you only got one chance at this life. So do it how you want to. That's really all I wanted to say. If there's at least one person out there that took something from whatever this video is going to turn into when I edit it, if you got some kind of piece of advice from it, awesome! Because that's what I'm here for, I think. I'm gonna go now. So if you enjoyed this video for some reason, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you found this video helpful in any way, shape, or form, please let me know in the comments below because that'd be really cool, and I will see you guys actually next week because I actually have videos planned. What? Because it's Christmas break, bitches! Yeah, yeah, yeah! I've got to stop doing that. Okay, bye! Screw me.